So I'm sitting with I'm training my left leg here. So my toes and my knee are in the same line here. I use my back hand here just to help me push. It helps me push forward. And I can rest my shoulder on here or rest the elbow. You can use a light weight or a kettlebell here if needed. So I'm coming forward, so I feel a stretch go down through here. The heel doesn't come right up. It can be a little bit of pressure off it, but the main thing is I feel a stretch go down through here. So what can be an issue for people is, because we're also training the plantar flexion of this other side here by sitting on it. Some people find it very uncomfortable. So you can pop a towel under the ankle, so there's less plantar flexion. So if it's uncomfortable, you can do that. So I'll leave that there for now, just so you can see. And then from here, I'm leaning forward, so I'm feeling a stretch here. I'm pressing all of my toes, especially this row of the toes here, pushing that into the ground, and then letting the toes spread out as well. So I'm pushing about 20% of my strength, even up to about 50% is enough. But it's not so much you push that you're pushing yourself back. We're not doing that. So for about 5 to 10 seconds, then I let that off, and then I try to lift my toes and lift my foot off the ground. So I'm trying to lift up towards my knee. It'll activate the toe extensors, and especially the tibialis anterior muscle here, which will help strengthen everything. You know, position doesn't normally get strength put into, and helps relax here so we can stretch further. Then way you can stretch a bit further if needed, you can slide this knee forward more. It'll give you more leverage. Now I'm pushing my toes into the mat again, letting my toes spread out as I do that. So my heel's off the ground like a credit card could get underneath. That much height. Pushing with about 50% strength. And letting the weight go through my shoulder here, through the knee. And then I try to lifting my toes, lifting the ball of my foot off the ground, which it won't do, of course. So there's isometric contraction. And then we're coming forward more, if it will. I'm pushing through the toes again. About 5 to 10 seconds. And I'm pushing with this right arm here to push me forward too. Then I try to lift everything up. And relax. So some people will find there's a big pinch here. It's an anterior impingement. You need to do exercises to clear an anterior impingement before you do this one. Okay, so there's exercises for that. Please don't force with that, it'll just inflame the joint. So I'm going to change sides just so you can see what's happening. So here, see I've got some support here rather than having the foot totally flat, so that's fine for me. Some people get posterior impingements here, or it's just too tight through here. So I'm popping that there so it's less pressure for me. Then if I do the other side, I'm lining up toes to knee. I'm using this hand to push me forward, shoulders over the knee, or I could do this way. Then I'm pushing the toes into the floor, about 20 to 50%, spreading the toes open as well. 5 to 10 seconds. And then I'm lifting everything up, trying to lift it all. So I don't recommend you do this if you're a runner and you're going to run on that day. So your running requires a trained spring in the legs. This is lengthening the spring, and if you run on this, especially straight after, you're more likely to tear something, or you get predisposed to a Achilles tendon problem. So if you're a runner, don't do this on the same day you run, and you may not even want to do this. So you can use the usual Tai Chi exercise and just usual calf stretching without this pushing down and lifting part. To open your range. So really important. You can tear things or predispose injuries because you're changing the tensioning in the spring. So we push down again. I bring that knee forward a little bit so it'll give me more leverage. Push down into my foot again. So under this heel on this side, you could get a credit card underneath there at the moment, so the heel is off the ground just a touch. So I feel a big stretch. Big activation through the toes and the foot. Then I try to lift as hard as I can. If it causes pain with this, back off that. We don't want to injure the tendon sheaths as well. And relax. So 3 contractions is enough to do And I do this maximum 3 times a week. It doesn't have to be done every day.